Serenade and Serenade All-Suites Punta Cana. This property is fun, phenomenal. It's the future. It's the combination we've all been looking for. It's basically Lopesan meets Royalton chic. It is as well-rounded and complete and close to perfect as you're going to get with the affordability. It's one of the very best in Punta Cana. Two different experiences, the family side and the adult side. I'm showing you both. Without any further ado, this is it. This is Serenade and Serenade All-Suites Punta Cana. Serenade Punta Cana, I am back for the first time. This was my first hotel on this trip, but I barely left my room. I did see enough of the property though to think that it could be special, so I canceled my last property on a whim and came back here. There are two parts to this property, two distinct experiences. There's the family side and then the adult only all-suite side. That, of course, is where I'm staying. The room is extremely modern, spacious, efficient, functional. I like the open layout. There is ample storage. I'm not sure who needs this much storage, who uses this much storage, but it is storage galore. Shelves, desks, drawers, benches. The bathroom has a lovely walk-in rainhead shower. As soon as you shut that frosted glass door, you are ensconced and enveloped in beautiful stone. There is a water closet for added privacy and class. The vanity is a double setup, each with individual external sinks as well as illuminated mirrors. The stylish backsplash accent wall definitely gives it some unique styling cues. And then my favorite part of the bathroom is actually where I spent last night, and that would be the jacuzzi tub. The tub inside the room is always a polarizing point. I like it. I think it's a natural divider between the living space and the bathroom area. This tub is deep, it's comfortable, fills up fast, doesn't take up too much room. The bed is firm yet comfortable. Opposite from that is a TV where you can order room service, which I also did. I'll fill you in on that later. As far as the living area, again, functional. There is a love seat that pulls out into a sleeper in case you need to fit someone else in the room or you're not getting along. And then opposite of that is a little dining nook area. It's a great place to get a little work done, read a book, get a coffee, just another place to sit. The best part is really the balcony. I chose the pool view. I had the tropical view last time. You definitely want the pool view. Trust me. More on that later in the video. So yesterday I went to the coffee shop while I waited for my room. I got some lunch, had a couple lattes. I got to my room, took a nap, got into the tub, ordered room service, and then I went to bed. It's been a long trip. I was exhausted, and plus I wanted to re-energize. I think this property is gonna take a lot of work. So without any further ado, let's dive into it. This is Serenade and Serenade All-Suites Punta Cana. I knew I came back to this hotel for a reason, and I never saw the pools. This hotel has so much potential. I'm gonna marinate here happily for the next couple hours, and then we'll see. This pool is, I would say, not only one of the best in Punta Cana, it's one of the best I've seen during my travels. I mean, it's right up there with Live Aqua Cancun, Hard Rock Cancun. I mean, Breathless Punta Cana has a good pool too. I'd have to run through the mental Rolodex, but this pool is something I've never seen before. And I'm always enamored when I see something different. I mean, the arced waterfall, cascading waterfall that also doubles as a swim-up bar, and then it naturally cascades right into the beach. I'm loving my time out here. So much so that this is drink probably 4, and there should have only been 1. So I'm gonna finish this. I've been called over for a shot, and then hopefully make it to dinner. So I passed these cats on the way down to the pool. Are these not the luckiest cats in the world? In paradise at one of the coolest resorts, just chilling on a couch. So my fun, my hijinks, my enjoyment at the pool definitely cost me a lot of time. I'm gonna have to scramble just to get dinner tonight. 3 best restaurants require a reservation. I don't have one. And if I can't get into the Japanese one tonight, I don't know what I'm going to do. They open at 6, it's like 6:30 right now. Perhaps I can sweet talk or possibly tip my way in. I'm hoping so, because tonight is the only time or only opportunity I have to check it out. All right, good morning. The weather is perfect. Not a cloud in the sky. I love Punta Cana rainy season. Dinner last night. Here's what I liked about it. Besides being able to sneak my way in, I liked that it had some style and some flair and some moxie. It wasn't your bland, boring, boxy, predictable, all-inclusive restaurant. I also liked how the Asian restaurant had an a la carte menu that you could order off of and not sit at the hibachi table. That is extremely rare. The menu was a little small, but I was able to find a few things that I liked. Overall, decent, and I'm hoping that my experiences in dining ramp up from there. This morning, I woke up and I went down to the coffee shop. I got there before 9, so I was able to beat the rush. I had a delectable yin yang donut. I had a delicious yin yang bonbon shot, and I had a cappuccino as well. So now I'm ready to finally start my day. Not a cloud in the sky. I'm headed down to the beach. Like the pool, I have no idea what to expect. I hope I get the same upside surprise as I did yesterday. I declare today beach day. So I've been out here all day, literally all day since morning, just enjoying one of my last days in Punta Cana. And I'm so glad I stayed out here all day, because first impressions are important, but they aren't everything. You should always keep an open mind. This morning, this beach was unimpressive, to say the least. And still, for Punta Cana, it is gonna be underwhelming, but it's got one redeemable quality, and that is how shallow the water is. You could walk out a couple hundred yards. I don't recall ever experiencing that at any Punta Cana property. Usually when you're out this far, 50, 60 yards, it's work, it's effort, if you're ever out this far. Right now, I'm like up to my knees. If you go out even a couple hundred yards, there might be people 300 yards offshore. That's really cool, just because you rarely get to see Punta Cana from this angle. There are some radioactive blue parts. It is photogenic at times. The best part is definitely over on the adult side. It's vast, it's sprawling, private, secluded, instant transition from the pool. But no matter where you are, you're gonna be able to find some space. You're gonna be able to create your own moment. You are gonna experience something unique. As I made my way back to the property, I even grew fonder of it. It reminds me of one of my favorite beach setups in Punta Cana, and that is the Rio setup. With the sprawling wide white sands and the tall palms with the seating intermingled among them. The seamless transition between the beach and the pool. And as I made my way to the Caribbean restaurant for a late lunch, which I didn't quite get to, instead I found a little cozy bar that was situated perfectly right in between the pool and the beach. So no matter your aquatic preference, whether it is the beach or the pool, there is a shaded area to catch a cold drink right in between both of them. I thought that was really brilliant. And that isn't the only brilliant thing that I observed. There's an actual barricade at the end of the property dividing the adult section from the general section. Now there are natural transitions between the two, but it gets a little murky towards the end of the property. I like how they have a natural row of bushes as well as an actual yellow barricade, just reminding you that there is an adult section and a general section. So hopefully tomorrow I can hit up that Caribbean restaurant. I also would like to finish at the adult pool. I had so much fun there yesterday, and the crowd was definitely busier today. So hopefully that means good things for tomorrow. As of right now, I got a rush. I'm off to what could be the best restaurant here, the French restaurant. All right, I'm back in the room after dinner at the French restaurant, if that's what you want to call it, because I'm quite sure I had a Japanese starter and then a Jamaican and Italian entree. Doesn't matter, the food was delicious. Definitely not complaining. It probably and possibly is the best restaurant here, but I'm just saying, not French. There's a martini party at the waterfall. It shuts down in a little bit. I want to get there before it does. Like the French restaurant, I don't know if I would call it a martini party, but it was definitely a martini experience, and a proper one. That bartender, mixologist, martini expert was extremely skilled. All the variations and then some. Martinis I've never even heard of before, let alone could conceive. There was even experiential stuff with the smoker and the bubbler, which is a fan favorite, especially of yours truly. Definitely exceeded my expectations. And overall, it was the busiest and most bustling I've seen that lobby bar since I've been here, and that includes my last stay. After that, I went over to the piano bar. That's where everyone transitioned and flowed into. Last night, there was a live performer, and the most intriguing thing was that it was malleable. The night is whatever you want to make it to be. If you wanted to just lounge on a sofa and enjoy the music, you could do that. If you wanted to get up and go dancing, you could do that. If you wanted to turn up at the bar, of course, you could do that. And then there's also an area to play some games and kind of do your own thing with still being in the action and having the live music, in the background. So very flexible, very fun. Absolutely the best night I've had at this side of the property. I haven't told you this, but the other lobby bar is where it's at. I had a chance to check it out when I stayed here originally, and it was going off. And not only that, there is a nightclub. It's not a weekend, but you never know. Hopefully we can have somewhat of the same experience. There's a sports bar. I got dinner at the steakhouse. Right now I'm headed over to the family side pools. I want to have lunch over at the Caribbean restaurant that's right outside my room. I just missed that the other day. That needs to happen. Busy day, big day, last day in Punta Cana. is sweltering. Like, step outside for an hour and lose 10 pounds sweltering. Perfectly sunny? Absolutely. 100% humidity? Absolutely. Man, it's hot. Familial on this side. Certainly a huge contrast from the adult side, which is good. It should be a different experience. It is the most familial, more towards the lobby. That's where you're gonna have like the kids park, the water slides, the most family pools. And as you get more towards the beach, it looks like it gets more adult. We'll see if that holds true. I still have a couple pools left. I'm only halfway through. I had to stop and get some sustenance. I'm starving. So I found a gelato place. And I was able to find a Coco Loco guy handing out some Fuerte Coco Loco. So not a bad way to start my day. Definitely looking forward to getting some sanity over at the adult side. So we're gonna finish up here at the main pool and then head over there for lunch and who knows what else. This is where I would be if I was on this side of the property. I'm not even sure how I got into this area. It looks to be like some select VIP exclusive area. I can only assume that the adults get access to it, but obviously not everyone on property does. This is serene. This is relaxing. I'm one of the few people here. This is a wonderful tropical experience. Last two pools, that is what I'm talking about. If I was over on this side, that's where I would be. The primary pool, much younger, much cooler. I love the design, closer to the beach, great swim up bar, fun crowd. And then I'm not even sure what's going on over here. I just showed him my bracelet and somehow got in. I assume it's like a VIP area that the adults get access to, but the pool itself is gorgeous. Placid, serene, quiet, peaceful, steps away from the beach literally, and then you got this own little VIP bar area. So if I was coming here on the family side, I would make sure I get access to this. This is where it's at. Finally, I made it to La Palapa, the gorgeous arched restaurant and bar right outside my room, right in the middle of the adults only pool section. I am now regretting not going there more often and taking advantage of the proximity. I had an unexpectedly amazing dining experience. I walked up and they had a mimosa station, which was so refreshing on a hot day like today. And then I ordered the poke bowl and I asked for extra protein, and wow, did they deliver. Half that bowl was tuna. And then I just wanted something different, so I randomly ordered the coconut fish, and it was fantastically fresh. So it was the perfect way to end my afternoon. Well, that and a nap. And now it's evening time. I'm off to the steakhouse. And then after that, a huge, huge announcement. All right, I'm coming to you 24 hours later. In an unprecedented move, I'm extending the video by a few more segments. Not because I specifically wanted to stay at this hotel. It's actually just kind of random. I wanted to stay somewhere else and switch it up. I've been to this hotel twice now. Once where I worked the whole time and then I did a full video, but I wanted to stay in this area, you know, somewhere close to the airport. I didn't want to take a taxi too far. This ended up being the most affordable hotel, which just speaks to what an incredible value this place is, which I will absolutely touch on later. Real quick, the steakhouse. I ate there originally during my first stay. I had a deja vu moment because I had the identical experience. Service was slow and the meal was lackluster. Usually a steakhouse is like a pinnacle restaurant at an all-inclusive. It's one of the best ones, and I expected that here. I was hoping my original experience was an anomaly. It was not. The steak was thin, it was half fat, it was a little rough. I've never seen beef tartare that color before. I'm not sure if it was cooked or what that was, but I was honestly a little anxious to eat it. The best dish of the night was absolutely that queso fundido. It glistened and shimmered like a diamond underneath the light, and it was just as delicious as it was beautiful. If I was to go back there again, I would order like 10 of those. From a dining standpoint, the steakhouse is a little disappointing, but I'll tell you what is not disappointing, and that is the buffet. I went there this morning for breakfast. I think it's one of the better ones you're gonna find at Punta Cana, period. It is vast. There are a variety of options, different stations. The chefs maintain, manicure, and manage it and surveil it like a pit boss oversees a blackjack pit. They make sure everything is fully stocked, properly arranged, making sure there aren't any bad items out there. It is really, really respectably crafted. I'm actually gonna go there for dinner. I've never seen it at night. I'm pretty sure that all those different stations are gonna be in full swing. I'm excited to check it out. I'm gonna hit you with my favorite shots from this morning and right now. Hit you with an epic montage, and then tonight, beach party. Oh, don't mind me, just contemplating Eaters Anonymous and in a food coma. I think it's safe to say that it's going to be buffet all the way for me, the rest of the way for this trip and for this video. I'd be shocked if you see another restaurant experience or a different food montage. The buffet, just in terms of its quality, its hours, its ease, its access, its proximity, I'm in love with it. For me, it's my favorite place to eat here at Serenade. I am exhausted. I need to get off this couch immediately. The beach party started at 8 p.m. and it's almost 9:30. I'm afraid if I don't leave right now, I'm going to miss it, which I guess would not be the end of the world because there is an alternative entertainment option right outside my door here, actually outside La Palapa. There's like a circus show, but that sounds terrible, actually. I'm not the biggest fan of the entertainment shows in general. I usually do them only for you. I do like to see how a hotel does their entertainment, so I try to do one per video, but I'm not getting outside my comfort zone tonight. Tonight, I'm staying completely within my comfort zone. It's Friday night, white party at the beach. Super huge, mega bombastic update for you. So on my way to the beach party, I walked past the circus show. Just inherently, it's right on the way. And the workers there tried their hardest to convince me that I had to see the circus show. You don't want to go to the beach party, they said. This is way cooler, way more sophisticated. This is a much better event. Let me tell you something. That is the best advice I have ignored possibly in my life. The beach party was, dare I say, epic. Actual EDM music. I mean, okay, it was Martin Garrix, but still, I'll take it. And there was a fire show at the very peak, at the pinnacle, right at its height. Man, that was such a cool party. I'm so glad I went. I should put myself in a food coma more often because I timed that thing brilliantly. I woke up so motivated, so enthused, so excited about the family side of the property. I wanted to go explore the breakfast options. So I started with the coffee shop, or at least I tried to. I got there, but it wasn't open. The coffee shop opens at 8 a.m., which is late a.m. if you ask me for a coffee shop. So I certainly wasn't going to wait around, especially for something that was lackluster, and it appeared to be that way compared to the coffee shop over here. Certainly did not have the distinction, the dynamic, or the delicacies that are offered over here on the adult side. One thing I did not have to wait around for was the buffet. It actually opens up early, ironically, at 6:30. Almost every all-inclusive buffet opens at 7. This one opens at 6:30, and I could see why. It was very, very busy for that early in the morning. There was a bright spot. I liked the donut station where you could kind of make your own donut. You could put on your specific style and amount of icing. You could do sprinkles. You could take a donut off the rack and modify it. I thought that was pretty cool. So after those two experiences, I came back over here to Sanity on the adult side and went down to the main pool. It was the exact experience I've had pretty much all week. Nothing wrong with that. It is a lovely and enjoyable experience. The crowd is fun. There's some vibrance. There's some energy, but it's not too loud, not too quiet. When you account for that and then factor in the style and just the overall pool experience, it's amazing. I guess was expecting an uptick or an ever so slight enhancement. Even though there wasn't anything extra in terms of festivities, I definitely enjoyed my time in the sun. I spent a couple hours down there and had some delicious drinks. There were blue drinks, passion fruit drinks, crazy drinks, extra rich pina coladas. Each one of those drinks was absolutely a meal within itself. To say it was indulgent would be an understatement. And then I took my indulgence to the extreme and then walked into the ocean buffet, which is the secondary buffet here over on the adult side. I thought it was open until 5, and I walked in just a little bit before 4, and it turns out I was walking in at closing time. And even though it was closing time, I gotta say I was pretty impressed. They continued to stock plates and serve people right up until close. The employees were really friendly. They exuded the utmost in customer service. I had some freshly grilled meats. The pizza chef was impressively empathic. He could just see that I was disappointed in the sad remnants of pizza that just lied before me. So he asked if he could make me something special. I said, please. He made me my own personal pizza, extra pepperoni, extra cheese. He made it right in front of me. It was a really neat experience watching the pizza being made from start to finish in the oven for 200 seconds, fresh on my plate. So after the fun in the sun, the indulgence, and then the overindulgence at the buffet, that was a wrap for the day. I woke up this morning and quickly went back to my normal, sane routine. I went down to the adult coffee shop, 1 latte, 1 cappuccino, 1 donut. Great way to start your day. And then I went to the adult buffet, and I could talk about how great that buffet is ad nauseum. It really is blissful. There's hardly anyone in there. It is just meticulously well crafted. The donuts are extra fresh and gooey. They make them right in front of you. An omelet as big any way you want it. The fruit is fresh, always fully stocked. I could articulate my love for the buffet, again, ad nauseum. I will spare you, but it is such a great way to start your day. After that, I walked the property. It's one of my favorite things to do here in the morning on the adult side. Between the hours of 7 a.m. and 9 a.m., there really isn't a soul outside. You pretty much have the entire pool area, all 3 of them, to yourself. And it's very peaceful. It's very zen-like. It's very serene. Everything is placid and still. You can hear every little movement of the water. You got the waterfall right at the building in the background that kind of anchors everything. And as you just walk the property, not only is it a great way to get some steps in, it's really a personal, private, tranquil, tropical moment at an all-inclusive resort, which usually isn't really easy to find, but you can find it here in the morning, which is great. I was curious if I could find the same thing over on the family side. That definitely was not the case. It certainly is a bit more bustling over there. I did just kind of check it out. I wanted to see what the gym was like. There's enough to be dangerous over there. I think for the size of the property, it is, I think, adequate. The one over on the adult side, though, is definitely a step up, and that seems to be a theme here. Way more luxurious and lavish, upscale. I think there were probably more treadmills on the adult side than there was total equipment over on the family side. There are definitely some gems on the family side, though. There is a sports bar, which I may go to tonight if I have some time. There is an arcade, which is a free babysitter. So mom and dad, you can have AI, Microsoft, Sony, watch your kid for free for a couple hours while you nestle up to the swim up bar. The arcade or game place is a very underutilized travel hack, surprisingly, but a great one for those who know about it. And then there is a rooftop pool above the super exclusive tranquil pool I was at the other day. So you just go up top in an elevator, 4 stories up, and you just walk out and there's this terrace and there is seating and there's an infinity pool and you have great views of either side of the property, wonderful views of the entire adult side, the family side, the beach, the coastline, the ocean. There is a bar up there. There is a menu. There is seating in the shade. There are day beds. Of course, you can get into the pool. I ordered a double burger, and then I also ordered a Dominican dish, which the name escapes me right now, but whatever that was, that is in the running for the very best thing I ate during this entire hotel stay. That was absolutely delicious. It was a little louder and a little more crowded than I expected, but I think given the right time or right day, it could be a very relaxing place to take in the beautiful views of Punta Cana. So quite the mega update indeed. I've been busy over the last couple days, but I still have one more thing to do. It's my last night in Punta Cana, my last night at Serenade, last night for nightlife. All right, good morning. You are gonna have to deal with these. It is extremely early. I have a flight to catch. It's been a crazy month here in Punta Cana. It was a crazy night last night, which is why you're dealing with these. Typically, I like my videos to be a bit more professional, but it is what it is. I think last night really highlights how dynamic this property is. It's extremely, extremely versatile. It was a Sunday night, by the way, so keep that in mind. Sunday night, and I walk into the sports bar around 10 p.m., and I think for any other all-inclusive, just to have a late night option that was that popular or with that crowd would have been a win. And that was really just the warm-up. There were 2 burgers on the menu. I think one was the Serenade burger and then one was the Caribbean burger. I ordered both. The food took a while, but it was the saving grace. Any burger that comes with an egg, for me, is automatically a win. At that point, all it has to do is be somewhat tasty and edible, and I'm happy. And it was definitely better than that. It was decent. When I ordered the Caribbean burger, they did not tell me this. I'm not sure why. But when the food arrived, they said, oh, we don't have the Caribbean burger, but here's a chicken sandwich. I mean, the Caribbean burger was supposed to be mahi-mahi. I'm not sure how chicken is a substitute for that, but I found it, if anything, to be just hilarious. It wasn't bad, side note. So yeah, that was just a warm-up. Again, I think for any other all-inclusive, that would have been a great crowd for a Sunday night. As I made my way to the lobby, there was a party outside. It looked to be live music winding down or a DJ or something like that, but still going strong at around 10:30 at night. People gathered, dancing, laughing underneath the lights. The lobby was a gorgeous illuminated backdrop. And then I made my way into the lobby, which I will say, besides having the nightclub in it, is probably one of the few things that is an improvement over the adult side. I find the colors to be much more comforting and warm and soothing. I think it is much more grand, upscale, and distinguished than the adult lobby. It's a convenient place to start or end your night. Sometimes it acts as an overflow for the club or kind of a graduation to it. It's more spacious, has better seating, better flow. It just has the overall better setup. I had a toucan drink. It was gorgeous. And then I made my way to the nightclub. And for a Sunday night, there were people in there, which is a fantastic way to start. I've walked in those clubs on a weekend, and sometimes they are barren. I'm the only one there. And there were people in there. I thought it was very trendy. I found the aesthetic to be very modern with the arches and the artwork and the neons, the tall ceilings. It was kind of Art Deco. The setup was convenient with the bar and the seating on one side and then the dance floor and the DJ on the other. The ebb and the flow was just very comfortable, very natural. And as midnight approached, the club gained momentum. It gained traction. It filled out. The bartenders were fantastic. The drinks were beautiful. I have no idea what they were, but they were delicious. The last one, that radiating electric ocean drink with the sweet rim, that was my absolute favorite. So really 5 options last night. 2 of them opened until 2 a.m. Adult lobby bar midnight, sports bar 2 a.m., the party outside, lobby bar, main lobby midnight, and then club, I think 2 a.m. So 5 options for nightlife on a Sunday night at an all-inclusive. I'm going to wrap up this video. I need to get going. 3 little big things. First of all, the rooms. Now, as I become more sophisticated in life, I find myself opting for the tropical view, the garden view, the landscape view when I go to these resorts. I used to always go for the pool view. I just like my room to be quiet now. If I want a pool view, I'll go to the pool. You absolutely want a pool view if you're coming here to Serenade. You've been warned. I'm not sure what's on the other side of that tropical view, if it's a community, a farm, a commune, an apartment complex, something agro, but there are roosters, okay? There are roosters, and they are loud, and they are going off constantly. 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 9 p.m., it's rooster mania over there, okay? How do I know this? Because that's where I stayed originally, and I came back and I was absolutely dead set, certain, emphatic that I would get a pool view because I'm not dealing with that ever again. You've been warned, okay? That is one of the drawbacks. There are very few here, but that's one. Stay away from that tropical view. Also, this property is extremely adult forward, which is refreshing. Sometimes these adult options at all-inclusives are an afterthought. Sometimes they're not really even a standalone experience. They're just like a dedicated tower or area. This essentially has enhanced everything. Gym, coffee shop, pools, restaurants, buffet, access, and then because of all that, just more dynamic. When you want the nightclub, you can go over there. If you want the enhanced lobby, you go over there. If you want the beach party, you go over there. But then you come back here and you have a complete standalone upgraded experience, which is different than the experience over on the family side. So that's huge. All right, lastly, the family side, they are building an addition, and I think that's needed. I'm hoping it's more than just rooms, because I think if there is something lacking, it's the family side. I think they need to round out that part of the property a little bit more. So I'm hopeful that the new addition will make that side over there a little bit more complete. So Serenade, All-Suites, 3 negatives, 3 positives. I'm gonna preface with this. This property is so well-rounded. It's almost perfect. A wise man once told me, you can have it all in life, you just can't have it all at the same time. So with that being said, these negatives are very finicky. They're very picky. I had to look for negatives, which is a fantastic problem. First negative would be the food. It's inconsistent. I'm not calling it bad, it's inconsistent. If this property nailed the food, I think it would score off the charts. I enjoyed my meal at the French restaurant, my plate upstairs at the Infinity Pool. I love the buffet, but you also know how I feel about the steakhouse, and then the room service is average at best. So I'm calling the food inconsistent. The beach I found enduring, I found lovable, but I also find beauty in imperfections and flaws. I think that's where personality lays. But I guess technically for a Punta Cana beach, it could be considered lackluster, so we'll list that as a negative. And then the adult side experience, specifically the entertainment, I think could be improved. I'd like to see a dedicated event every night. Also, I'd like to see an enhanced experience here on the weekend at the pool specifically. Positives, there are a ton. First of all, location is essentially perfect. Minutes away from the airport, just a few miles from the mall, easy access to Barbaro, which is the most electric part of Punta Cana. The crowd is outgoing, fun, warm, friendly, energetic, vibrant, well-mannered crowd, which is important. The pool setup is possibly my favorite in Punta Cana. Pools were phenomenal. I found the staff to be very warm, friendly, outgoing, eager to please. Definitely more improved on the adult side than the family side, but over on the adult side, I found the service to be excellent. And then the little things. When you get to this echelon, when you get to the greats, it's the little things that are the big things, because everyone is doing, the fundamentals well. Whether it's the welcome drink, the mimosa stations, the fruit, that's easily accessible at the bar in different areas, grab and go. The little things I found to be extremely convenient and well thought out. And then lastly would be the value, and that's really what makes this property special. What you get for what you pay. I've paid triple and gotten half of the experience. This is probably one of the best values I've ever encountered in my life. What you get for what you pay is not only unparalleled in Punta Cana, I think it's up there with some of the great value hotels I've experienced throughout my channel. So I'm giving the adult side a 5.5, absolutely. I'd give the family side a little less. Let's call it 5+. I'm making up a grade for Serenade. It's that special. It's a 5+. It's a strong 5. I think with the family side addition and just a few tweaks over here on the adult side, this property could be essentially perfect.